Hello, hello, hello. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. How's everyone doing? Yeah. There we go. Fix the lighting with the stick of lighting level adjustment. Woo! How's everyone doing today? It's Tuesday. It's Rat Rig Tuesday. It's not Rat Rig Tuesday. That was the last build. We need a name. What do we get? We need a Tuesday name. It was Rat Rig Tuesday, and then it was Proust Day. Now we need something for VZBot Tuesday. Actually, it should have been VZBot Fridays. VZBot Fridays would have made more sense. Yeah, I don't know. So today is going to be a shorter-ish stream. Wifey's got to go to work, so we're a little bit on time. And then, guys, I'm going to be truthfully honest. Last night was rough. It's been a while since I've indulged, and I was up till 4 a.m. playing Baldur's Gate 3. I completely lost track of time. I literally just oh my god. So yes, gamer subs. Woo. What class am I playing? I am playing a half drow sorcerer. And I'll be honest, I'm loving it. That game is so dense on meat and potatoes content. I'm loving it. I am loving it. Fortunately, I'm not a Twitch streamer, so I can't just play video games for a living. You ain't 16 anymore. I know. I looked, I'm like, it's 1:30. I'm like, I should go to bed soon. Oh wait, I'm gonna start this thing, and then next thing you know, it's 4. I regret nothing. I regret nothing. Okay. It's 4 a.m. when I went to bed too. Yeah, it's yeah. Expansive and other major studios are bashing. Well, they're not bashing it. It's just they here's 100 hours of content easily with multiple playthroughs, one price, no DLC, no microtransactions. And yes, the box is huge. So yeah, so enough about me losing like my entire life to a video game, which that hasn't happened since WoW Classic. It's been a while, the first like week of WoW Classic. My only regret is that I have bonitis. So VZBot, yes, you guys have been asking me to build a VZBot for a while, and luckily enough, somebody did reach out. So shout out to Print 3D Shop, link in the video description. They provided this kit here. This is a VZBot 330, okay? So it's the bigger one. It is the all-wheel drive one. I don't know exactly what parts are in this kit. I believe it is all the CNC. I've been told to print parts based off the Mellow kit, and I have them printing, and the Proust is still cranking away, so hopefully we don't need any parts today. I'm hoping today is just mostly unboxing and frame. But I've been printing parts in some Proust mint purple. We're gonna go with purple to go with the silver frame. The Proust is happily printing away, but I kind of goofed, and yesterday I started a print, but I didn't actually start the print, so the printer didn't work. Like, it just sat there all day because yeah. I kind of screwed myself there. So I thought I would have all the parts printed by now. There's not a lot to print, but it helps when you actually hit print start instead of just, you know, load the print. So I kind of screwed myself there. How am I gonna unbox this? This thing is huge. I've got some room here. This thing is absolutely like massive. Mark IV printed the part. Yeah, all the parts are being printed on the Mark IV. And if you're wondering how the Mark IV is doing, like I don't know, they're parts here. Like, literally just loaded up a generic ABS profile, like the built-in ABS profile, and hit print. The only thing is it's not running the input shaper firmware, so it's not the fastest. But like, in terms of like, you know, I don't know, it's fine. A little slow, but it's fine. And I do have the, it is in the cardboard box of heat trapment, because as you can see, I'm actually wearing my apron today because it's only 25 in the garage today. So let's move the Polymaker stuff over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I got this makeshift knot bench. This box is heavy AF. So the plan is let's just unbox it, see what we're working with, go over the plans for the build, and yeah. So again, shout out to Print 3D Shop for sending me the kit here for this build series. So link for them in the video description. This is not a sponsored series though. There's no money exchange. Words and opinions are my own. I don't need to. The only requirement is that, you know, they send me the printer, I build it. That's pretty much the extent of the business arrangement. So generic YouTube disclosure number 42785, whatever. So I'm hoping to get an overhead cam set up soon. I need to figure that out. But yeah, goodbye white balance. Okay, VZ330 packing list. So this is everything that is supposed to, I got two. Ooh, maybe I got two kits here. No, I don't. The assembly of the XY motions. Okay, here's something for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the Mellow kit. And Print 3D is the reseller. This is something that's been kind of bugging me. This font. The generic Chinese font, like the Chinese English font that you see on like anything you buy on AliExpress. What is that font? If anyone knows what that font is, let me know, because I'm actually like interested. Martin, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers. Pub my old router and they gave me free beers. There you go. Am I converting to VZBot? I'm not converting to anything. Ooh, yeah, this is the Mellow kit. Oh, wow. There's a little bit less to it than, well, there's a lot to it, but the, okay, step one, gantry's built. The gantry's done already. Okay, okay, gantry pre-assembled. LDO rails, machine parts. Motors already mounted. The motors are LDO motors. And we got the square carbon fiber gantry. Very nice. And they got it zip tied. There's printed parts on it. The printed parts look actually pretty good. Bearings are all installed. And now watch me do this like a hula hoop. No. Wow. Okay. I'm going into this blind. Usually I don't do a lot of research with kits, with builds, because it's kind of, I learn as you learn, right? Because if I go into it, I've done all my research and I'll gloss over stuff, or I'll skip stuff that you may be more interested in because I'll know it already. So I try to go into these kind of blind so that we learn together. Gary gifted 1 community membership. Cheers. The blind leading the blind. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, I need more room on my desk. Remember when I had, like, you know, I just, you know, moved out here a month ago and I had all the room? Those were nice days. Those were great days. Okay. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Okay, I'm gonna put this on the ground. I'm gonna take stuff off. Okay. Who uses PLA for printer parts? Oh, music. There we go. You need to replace those printed parts. They are PLA. Really? Really? Okay, I gotta print those. Luckily, they're just dropping, it looks like. Like, it should be easy to swap them, just kind of. But still, why would they be PLA? Why would they be PLA? Okay. I think it'll be more of a tank than the rat rig. No, because this is 2020. The rat rig is 3030. But the rat rig has printed XY joints. This has machined XY joints. It's kind of potato to potato with this thing. It's gonna be like better in one regard, worse in another type thing. Remember, nothing is perfect. If one printer was perfect, there'd only be one printer. Oh my God, how am I gonna do this? The box, holy shit. Woo. Okay, CPAP hose. I've got CPAP hose. So I guess this has CPAP. Watch your back. Yeah, remember kids, lift with your back in a swift, jerking, twisting motion. Okay, your back is your strongest muscle and you want to surprise it. Okay, Andrew, $5 team lift fun. We got some wires here. I got a big chunky, I'm assuming this is for Zed. Okay, so that, I'm just gonna take stuff out, put it back in type thing. So. Control board, VZ330 box 1. Oh no, oh yeah, here we go. So the control board is a Super Pro, a Fly Super Pro. So that's good. I don't see any drivers. Hopefully they're in another container because there's no drivers in here. So hopefully they're in another. Your drivers are in another castle. Nino's here. Oh, sweet. Hello. We got more machine parts. Okay. So for those that know my background, I was a tool maker, tool and mold. So I in plastic. So I'm used to working with like tool steel and like P20, H13, like, you know, steel. So anytime I pick up like aluminum machine parts, I'm like, oh my God, they're so light. But yeah, so, you know, we got some machine parts here. Bed mount, I'm assuming. I'm not gonna take everything out because I don't want to risk losing it. This has a bearing already pressed into it. That's good to see. That means it's actually pressed. I have one GT2 by itself in a container. Slide bearings, I'm assuming these are for the Z. These are MYT bearings. Okay, they're that style of bearing, okay. I will get these all out and pre-grease them. More machine parts. Yeah, so all these slots have pre-machined parts in them, it looks like. Oh, I've got one random screw. Okay, so one of my Z is missing a screw. Oh, I got a loose screw on this one. Yep, okay, I see where the screw's missing. Yeah, I'm missing a T-nut. Okay. I'm missing a T-nut in there for this screw. There's no T-nut. I could fix that. I'm gonna fix that, but that's, you know, random loose screw. Remind me about that. Okay, so I'm assuming this is a fan. I've got two, you get two of these big chunky boys. Yeah, screws fall out of the gantry too. It's a pre-assembled part. You're gonna be loosening it anyways to probably square it up. So I'm not, you know, I have the screw. It's not a huge issue. Another big radial fan. Oh, this has dual curtain air, right? I think this has dual curtain air. Okay, so there's that. Oh, jeez. Okay, power supplies. We got a 48 volt and a 350 or 24 volt. Both are 350. Meanwhile, good. Like to see meanwhile. It's good. That fan blows. Okay, rods. I'm assuming this is for the Z. We got our extrusion. Again, everything's 2020 on this. 2040, sorry. I don't know what rails these are. They're not matte finish, or sorry, extrusions. These are not matte finish. They got a, they're fingerprint magnet rails. That's okay. Just the style. Lead screws, 2 of them. Extrusions up there. Okay. VZBox 2. What's in VZBox 2? Silvery. Are the rods 10 mil? Where did I put my thing? I think so. They look like 10 mil. Yeah. Yeah, they're 10 mil. Instructions at the bottom. I don't know. I'm assuming the instructions would be online. Okay, so in this one we have 2 2209s and some other random stuff and some nylocks. Okay, so there's some stuff. And box 3 is this. Am I missing drivers? Oh, geez, there's a lot more boxes in there. Okay, so this has our inlet and our power cord. How many boxes do you have? Okay. Box A is wires. 48 volt just for X and Y. Yes, unless the bed. Nope, it's just for X and Y, and I think maybe the fans. Oh, here we go. CPAP. So we do have a CPAP. 24 volt for 4 motors and 3Y. Yeah. Oh yeah. So it would be because the gantry. So it's just a gantry motor. Is you would run at the higher voltage. There's no point running your Z or your extruder at 48. We got a Goliath. Ooh, and a metal Sherpa, right? Sherpa? I believe this is the Sherpa. So we got a metal Sherpa. Focus. Actually, what am I doing? What am I doing? I got a close-up cam. I just need to turn it on. Oop. So we got Sherpa. It's a metal one. Very nice. And we got a Goliath hot end in here. The big, the long schlong, whatever the heck they were calling it. And then we got a bunch of mounts that are wrapped up here. Comes with a nozzle, a generic 0.4 it looks like, and a screw and thermistor. Do we check B? Yeah, B was CPAP. Air cooled. Yeah, I got the air cooled. I am personally not a fan of water cooling 3D printers. You don't need to. Just a bunch of fans. You don't need to water cool a 3D printer. For the vast majority of you, I've not yet to find an actual use case where I need to. Okay, what are these? MOSFETs? MOSFETs. Oh, these are 5160s. 5160 V2 Pros? Okay. So that's 2 of them. I need more. Yeah, there we go. 5160 V1.2 Pro high volt. So these are the external drivers. So they have basically this plugs in. Okay. So this plugs into your controller board with a breakout wire. And then this is the actual stepper itself. So big fat caps, separate power input. Chunky. Chunky. Ooh, okay, this box got weight. Okay, so this is a box of screws, and they're labeled. You like to see it. Polymaker couldn't figure that out. They couldn't figure out how to label their screws. So this got, you know, a one-up on a 10-year-old kit from Polymaker. A ribbon cable and a touchscreen. Fly LCD Gen something. Fly LCD core. Cool. Got ourselves a touchscreen. So if I'm not mistaken, this doesn't have a Pi. So I gotta use one of my Pis that I've been hoarding. And we got drag chain. Drag chain, DIN rail, and cable chain, or cable shroud stuff. Okay, there's that. Yeah. Okay, so we got the bed, which is not pre-assembled. So we got our heater, no name branding. It does say 3M on the back for the adhesive. It just says 750, 110 volt. So there's that. We've got our flex plate with the VZBot logo. One side's sticker, one side's texture, which is like what I like to see, because if with sticker, it's always nice to have a sticker one, because if you screw up the sticker, you could peel the sticker off, put a new sticker on, or if there's a new bed surface you want to try out, you could do that. It's always nice to have a flex plate with a sticker. Oh, Bez is here. Hi, Bez. Didn't even know I started. I'm doing it now. Well, we're doing it now. We're doing it live. So this is the bed. It is 8 mil thick. There you go. Machine. Best 3D, $50. Cheers. Actually, it is a little bit of step over. They skimmed it with a flywheel, or not flywheel, a fly cutter. They gotta indicate their tool head, but it'll be fine once you get a magnet on it. Actually, ever so slight little bit of discoloration there at the bottom. Nothing a little Scotch-Brite won't take care of, which, if you know, I usually Scotch-Brite my beds anyways before I put stuff on so it sticks better. Got our magnet. Budsy Builds gifted 1 community membership. Cheers. And the actual bed frame itself. Again, I'm so used to working with tool steel. Every time I pick up aluminum, it's like, ooh. I will say all the machining is actually really nice. Everything's countersunk. Everything's got a nice chamfer on it, and it is a machine chamfer. So some poor guy didn't have to go around with a grinder and do it himself. Everything's countersunk, no burrs. So it's actually like, we're good. So you like to see it. Like to see it. And I think the last thing here is the panels. I'm gonna go buy like a collapsing table. I've got all the room out. I got more room than I had downstairs, yet I'm already out of room. Like, I'm already out of room. In terms of room, we have no room. Yeah, and then the last thing here is the panels. I'm not gonna take them out. We do have some, oh. Okay, so it looks like it would be the bottom and the back panel are aluminum. They're like 1/8" aluminum plate with a bunch of holes drilled in them and machined. I'm not going to peel them all out now, but that's the enclosure. Vector, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers. Okay. So that goes there. So those I won't need for a while. You go there. So should I take the mellow boxes out? I don't know. Jeff Montgomery gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. So that is that, I think. So that is the unboxing of the kit. So the bed I'm not going to need for a while. So let me arrange this and things I probably won't need for a bit. So the bed we're not going to need for a while. So you can go back in here. Okay, so the bed goes there. We've got these extrusions. We'll probably need the extrusions relatively soon. That's there, the frame's there. So let's, before we get started, let me replace this missing so is there in there? I don't see it, nope. So what kind of T-nuts did they use? Oh, I'm missing 2. I'm missing 2. I've got, oh, I'm missing a bunch actually. I'm missing the back motors here. Are these the back? Are those the back? Either way, yeah, these are missing screws, but they might not need screws in them right now. I've got 1 screw here that I found, but I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Oh, no, they're just falling out. They're just falling out. Might be intentional. That's what I'm thinking. Are they missing to be installed? That's the thing. I haven't looked yet, so I'm just gonna take these screws. I'm gonna put them right there, and then I'll forget about them. So let's look at the carbon fiber here. So this is all zip tied together. So I got to reprint these red parts apparently, because these are PLA. I don't know why they printed them in PLA, but they did. So I'm gonna have to reprint these. So I still got. I'm gonna have to wait for that to finish because I don't want them in purple. Is it aluminium or aluminum? Both. So apparently it's both, because the guy who wrote the paper, when you discover something, you write a paper and you get to name it. He called it both aluminum and aluminium in his paper. Like he flip-flopped between the two. And yeah. So technically both are right, I think. I will say I'm really happy with the machining on this. The joints are, they're not blind joints. This doesn't use blind joints? Nope. Did something else fall out? No. They're not blind joints here. But I guess it wouldn't matter because it screws down through, so. Okay. That goes there. That's that, that's that. Okay. So let's find the build manual. Is there a build manual? I'm hoping there's a build manual. Okay. Okay, so if you're wondering, this is the kit we are building. Another screw fell out. Oh. No, where? Is this it? Oh. So we have, again, the brushed aluminum, so all my parts are aluminum. I was actually kind of hoping the frame would be aluminum too, but that's okay. So the parts are gonna be purple, and that's what we're going with. So here's everything you get. Your 330 frame kit, all-wheel drive, so that's the 4. So basically, if you don't know what all-wheel drive is with Core XY, on a traditional Core XY system, right, you got your AB motors, okay? I'm gonna need a bigger bench to build this. Yeah, I gotta go source a bigger bench before next week. You got your A/B motors, okay? And so you got your belt pathing, and then, or actually, these would be the A/B motors. Okay. So you got your A/B motors here, and then you have your front idlers, okay? What you do in the all-wheel drive system is instead of front idlers, you just have more motors. So you basically are swapping out idlers for motors. So technically, you could do that to every idler if you're insane. So if you have like some NEMA 8s, you could put some NEMA 8s on here on your XY joints and make both of these motors. And then everywhere you see an idler, just replace it with a motor. More motor, more power, more better. There's some armchair engineering folks that have a Core XY with 8 motors in the gantry. It's yeah. But why? Because why not? Yo-ho, lo-ho. As the kiddies say. Okay, so there's your hardware kit, there's your bed, there's your heated pad, you got your bed, you got your screen, there's your drivers. So you get 2209s for the extruder and the Z. Yes, there's only one Z. It's a big chunky Z motor down here, you can see it here, and it's belted. It's fine, honestly. Yes, gantry leveling is awesome and all, I love it. But it is kind of a, you don't really need it. It's nice to have, but you don't really need it. As long as you build the machine good, you can get away without it. A bunch of companies do it. But I still like my gantry racking. It would be nice if they were independent, but it is what it is. Why the CPAP? Is that for hot and cooling? It's for part cooling. It's for part cooling. So you have a CPAP, which is, people with like sleep apnea and snoring. It basically forces air through a tube in your mouth. So the advantage is you can have a powerful blower motor, but this is all that's attached to the tool head. It's just this very light Guangdong EDA technology spec pipe, which weighs nothing. And that goes to the tool head, so that blows the air. So you get a CPAP, it sits on the back of the machine. They are kind of loud, but they provide a lot of airflow, and it's a way to not have the Thingiverse tumor of 5015s just bolted on the side, looking like Princess Leia's, you know, earmuff thingies. So it allows you to still keep a lightweight tool head, but also have a lot of airflow. It's kind of does what Bird Air does, but better, I think, because Bird Air was kind of annoying. You had to use like a pump or something, a water pump, or didn't they use like bubblers or something for that? Enough wire, hopefully enough wire. 3D printed head bracket, BZ hotend, BZ extruder low. Okay, polycarbonate panel. Does not include Raspberry Pi printed parts, CNC handles, or gussets. Okay, so those are printing right now, and I do have a Pi downstairs. Okay, what is all-wheel drive? There you go. So it's basically 2 motors on the belt path. So the big advantage is on larger, the problem with Core XY.
Dada.
Hi, Cal.
Working in the garage?
Am I working in the garage? Yes. Are you supposed to be out here?
They are that.
You gonna stand on that?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain to the audience what the disadvantage of Core XY motion systems on larger printer platforms? Yeah, can you tell everyone why? You gonna step on your stool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or little boy.
Is this? There you go. Okay, so can you tell? Look at the camera and say the problem with Core XY is when you. The problem with Core XY is when. Okay, so the problem with a Core XY motion system is that when you build it larger, the belt paths get quite long, and that induces a lot of issues into the system with belt tensioning, springiness. So how can you get around that problem?
That is me.
Yes, that is you. Okay. Go inside, help Mama. What's Mama doing? How did you escape from Mommy anyways? Get inside. Get inside. Yeah, come on. Get inside. Get inside. Someone's in a good mood today. Trying to work, trying to keep this a professional environment. No. Trying to keep this a professional environment. Professional. This is where the gummies are kept. It's exactly what that is. He knows I have gummies out here. Oh, that little guy. He's like, you build printer, I get gummies. I still have a few of them left. So yeah, so there's a gantry. It comes pre-assembled, which is really nice. So there we go there. There's your bed assembly. We might put the bed together, we'll see. Because again, I got parts printed right now. So let's see. VZBot project, GitHub, there we go. So where is printed? I find the parts. What is all-wheel drive? There you go. So is there a assembly manual, build guide manual? There we go. Manual aluminum. Download. There we go. Pre-assembled for shipping, but you have to replace the red printed parts with ABS or yeah. Yep. My audience already recommended that or brought that up to me. But right now I'm printing all the parts on the Prusa Mark IV. How are they coming along? Ooh, they're coming along beautifully. Because it's like, I want to print everything on the Mark IV to use that as kind of like my test of the Mark IV I just built. So I kind of, it sucks to have to do everything on that printer, which it's not the largest, it's not the fastest. So it's taking a little bit longer. Plus it helps when you actually hit print. So yeah. So this is what it will end up looking like. Today, basically, the goal is to get the frame together and then maybe do the bed, because we only have like another hour and 20 minutes left on today's stream. Next week's stream will be a full-length stream. Wife goes back today, so back to longer streams. Why not use the Vorons? I'm printing the parts on the Mark IV so I could test the Mark IV I just built. That is why I'm using the Mark IV, because I want to use the Mark IV that I just built and I need to test it, and what better way to test it than to take a printer that was literally just built, throw it in a cardboard box with a garbage bag, and make it print ABS parts for a week straight. So, like, I could, obviously, yeah, I could use the Vorons or the bamboo. Well, I can't use the Rook. The Rook is open air. Although, technically, the Mark IV is open air. It's hot enough out here that I can print. So, yeah. So basically, I'm doing it on the Mark IV just to test the Mark IV. Okay, there you go. About this manual is intended for the aluminum parts as sold by F3D Racing and Mello. We have the Mello kit. Aluminum parts are interchangeable with the printed parts. Some additional hardware is required when purchasing the motor mounts and other mounts. Furthermore, some parts are required in order to mount your new sexy parts. Ooh la la, beware. VZ330 was never designed around all-wheel drive like VZ235. Because of this, design team was left with the frame as a constraint, due to which it was not possible to have a design that did not limit wide travel for the VZ330 printhead. There's 10mm loss in wide travel coming from 330. Oh no! I only have 320. Oh no. Opinions on dual versus... It depends on the printer. If you can build the setup rigid enough and stable enough and consistent enough, 2 lead screws is fine, especially if it's balanced. Like the reason you have 3 is so you can do 3-point bed leveling with independent Z motors. If you're not doing independent Z leveling, there's no point to having 3 motors or 3 lead screws. You just need 1 on each side, because it's not gonna, once it's balanced, which your bed should be balanced, you shouldn't have like the weight way offset. It's not like it's gonna do this, right? So you just need it to rise and lower the mount. And as long as everything moves in sync, which with one motor and it being belted, once you tram it out, which either you drive it into the bottom or you drive it into the top, it shouldn't really come out because it's all belted together. So it should always move in sync, right? So it's either you go, there's a few different ways of doing it. You go one motor, one lead screw, like the E3D tool changer, but they have like an MGN 15 rail, like an HG 15 rail holding the bed. It's super beefy and over spec because it has to hold the whole bed by itself, right? Or you do a setup like this where you have a single motor, two, and you just, everything's machined, everything's, properly mounted, rigid frame, and it's all belted together and it kind of stays, but you don't get to do the fancy tramming. Because here's the thing, remember, the tramming, the whole point with quad gantry leveling and bed tramming is to remove imperfections, is to remove the fact that your bed or your gantry is now no longer skewed or is no longer trammed. So if you can build a system where it doesn't come out of square to your motion system, right? If the bed and the gantry are always trammed to each other because it's a rigid constrained setup and they don't have the ability to go weeble wobbly, then you don't need the system to correct for the weeble wobbly. But then you have the disadvantage of like, it's hard to make a flying gantry that is consistent, right? You can't do a flying gantry with this kind of setup with one belt moving the whole thing up and down. So you have to use QGL. With beds on self-built 3D printers, especially with printed parts, with independent motors, there's always a chance stuff isn't perfect and stuff can kind of, especially on power down, power back up, or on a crash. So it is a nice feature to have, quad gantry leveling or bed tramming. But it isn't like, if it doesn't have it, it's bad. It's if it doesn't have it, is the motion system designed in a way where it's not even an issue. And something like this with machine parts and everything kind of, it should be okay without it. A lot of printers have it. Prusa XL only has a single Z. The Bamboos, all the current enclosed high-speed Core XYs, they only have a single lead screw or they only have a single motor for Z. They all work. So increased cost, increased complexity, but if you can design it out before you have to get to that point, personally, if you want my opinion, quad gantry leveling on a flying gantry makes perfect sense, okay? Because you have to have that meshability with a gantry that's moving, because it's not rigid enough to always hold tram to the bed on power downs and movements and whatever. Okay, you have to be able to re-square it up pretty much every time you power it back up. But with a bed, modern printer beds are pretty dang good. Like you've got your cast aluminum tooling plates, right? They're machined flat. So yes, it's not perfectly flat. No, it's not perfectly flat. And your gantry will never be perfectly flat either. But as long as the motion system holds it constrained in a way where the two motors that move it up and down don't have the ability to come out of step, you're fine. You're honestly, it's nice to have, but I think it's especially on like the smaller builds, like, I've got a Micron, okay? I've got a 120 millimeter build volume V2, okay? It's got 4 motors to level the gantry. That kind of makes sense. On the salad fork, which is pretty much the exact same thing, but a Trident, you don't need 3 motors there. You don't need 3 motors there. That should have been redesigned just for 2 and just have them belted. It's 180 bed. You should be able to keep a 180 bed square. But it is what it is. I think on bigger machines, it makes more sense, because on a bigger machine, there's more issues that can happen, and you have to have that one looped belt to drive everything, and keeping that tension could be an issue. But yeah, potato. There's a million ways to go about it. It's a glorified hot glue gun splooging molten plastic. So, like, it wouldn't be hard on this setup to just swap out the idlers with motors and just have dual independent motors, and then you can do left to right tramming. And then, again, once you get it close enough, you just run a bed mesh to take care of the rest. Okay, blah, 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 blah. That was a fun tangent. And actually, it's getting warm in here. Let me turn the fan on. Hello, fan. I'm a huge fan. Okay. Prusa Mark IV has one Zener. No, the Prusa Mark IV has two, but they're on the same driver, so they always move in sync. They don't have they're not independent drivers, so they can't do like gantry tramming automatically. Prusa does the Ugga Dugga caveman thing where it just drives gantry into the top of the frame and that trams it out, and then it runs a bed mesh. Okay, print settings. So if you got to print the parts, here are the settings. I printed them using my normal Voron settings. Recommend ABS because it's an enclosed printer by design. Always use ABS or a better material. There are no problems with bed mesh, unfortunately, as far as I know. The only issue with bed mesh is great until you have your beds really out and you have to print this, okay? So if you have to print a tall object where the bottom needs to be 90 degrees perpendicular to the side, okay? So if you have everything square, it comes out like this. You take it off the printer, you put it on a flat surface, it's straight. If you're running a bed mesh and your bed's out, my V-Minion, okay? My V-Minion, the bed is out a millimeter. Okay, from one corner to the other, it's out a mil. I run a bed mesh, it prints just fine. Bed mesh takes care of it. I never bothered squaring up the bed on that machine. The problem is, if I were to print something like this on a machine where the bed's really out and I'm just relying on the bed mesh, when it's on the print bed, it will look like this. But when I take it off the print bed and put it on a flat surface, it'll look like that. Because the bottom is not, you know, perpendicular to the side. Like the X-axis on the bottom is not the same as the Z. There's not a 90 degree because there's a mesh. And how bed mesh works, the most common way it does is where it prints that first layer like that, and then it prints this next layer like that, and then the next layer like that, and it basically just kind of over like 10 layers or something like that, it like blends it out. So once you're up a bit, yeah, you're good and it's true, but your bottom is out. Your bottom is out. So here's the thing, is that an issue for you? If you're just printing, you know, flavor of the month knick-knack meme prints, odds are probably not. But if you're trying to print large geometrically accurate parts, either for a customer or for yourself, or you're building a printer and you need parts to come out that are, you know, because things reference off those, and if they're not square, your build's not square, then it becomes an issue, okay? Especially at size. Because if your bed's out a millimeter, and it's a 500 mil bed, and it's out a millimeter from here to here, well, that means from here to here, it's out nothing, okay? So it depends how much it's out, how big big your bed is, and how, you know, there's flat, and then there's square, and then there's a whole bunch of different terminology that people always get confused. But basically, it depends what the deviation is over the distance. So my bamboo is way up. Yeah, mine too. The issue with the bamboo, if you crash it, which I've done it, there's no way to really easily resync up your lead screws because they're all belted together. So if like one slips and it's out now, it's out. And pray to the gods of bed mesh. But that's something that all those kind of systems have that issue with. Raft. The raft is always an option. If I'm not mistaken, Stratasys machines always print with a raft so that bottom layer geometric accuracy is consistent. So as far as I'm aware, last I heard, pretty much all higher end Stratasys machines always print on a raft, at least the FDM ones do, because of that initial inaccuracy of a bed. Too early for GD&T. I know, I'm having flashbacks to my shop classes at college with the GD&T classes, and it's like, ugh. Okay, so there's your all-wheel drive motor mounts. So that's the assembly of them. So we've already these already came together. So these red parts here, I'm gonna have to reprint. So these red parts I am gonna have to reprint just because I guess the ones that come with it are plot. That's not good. Stream is struggling. It's not on my end. I'm uploading to YouTube at 12,000 kilobits a second, 60 FPS. I'm using 1.4% CPU usage and I have 0 drop frames. So if you're having buffering issues, just hit refresh. It's probably on your end. There should be metal in the kit. Well, I've got, it's pre-assembled. Oh, are you talking about the red parts? Like, are these red parts, are there metal versions of these red parts in the kit? I was told I had to reprint them because they're PLA. Other spaces are metal in the kit. Ooh, okay. So I'll dig through the kit once we start getting to that. So if I don't have to reprint them, so what box are they in? I've got like 20 boxes. Okay, where's the paperwork? Where did I put the paperwork? Oh no, where did I put the paperwork? Aha. XY motion, motor assembly bracket, carbon tube. It doesn't. The grill? What the hell is that? They are pre-assembled. Pre-assembled where? In what? That's that. Hello, 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 hello. The idlers. What do you mean the idlers? Like, are you talking these idlers? Ooh, wow, this, oh yeah, this thing is really loosey-goosey. I know there's metal parts, but I've been told that these red parts I gotta reprint. These red parts, do these red parts right here have metal equivalents in here? Because I was told I had to reprint these, and the other spaces are metal, yes. Okay, so I gotta find these in one of these boxes then eventually. Or now, and just swap them out now. Those are plastic. Okay, those are plastic. Okay. Okay. Those are plastic. Gotta reprint. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. This is a problem with talking with chat. Even on the low delay I have, there's still like 8 seconds. So if I could be talking to like a word behind you type thing. Those are mostly cosmetic. Okay, I'll reprint. Well, I'm going with purple, so I need to reprint them anyways. Yeah, the idler spacers are metal. Yeah, they're already pre-assembled. Okay. So firmware, there's that. Oh wait, is this just the manual for the metal parts themselves? Okay, so this manual is just the metal parts. Okay, so I need the manual for the actual printer. Manual VZ330. Okay. So this printer has been designed since 20 is high size, speed, moderate size, quarks. So this is again designed around a 235, and then they expanded to a 330. And the reason for the all-wheel drive, it basically because you're replacing idlers with motors. The big problem with Core XY is as you scale it up, the belt pathing gets stupid long. And you start running into issues with springiness and banding and bouncing and tensioning. It's a pain in the butt. So what you do is you replace idlers with motors so that there's less, the belts don't, are undriven for as long, basically. It's kind of, think of it this way. It's kind of like how if you build a printer using rods and bearings, you can't support it mid-span, but with rails you can. Think of this as the equivalent of using rails, where you can support the belt mid-span by just slapping another motor on that bitch. And then more power. Yeah, previous manual is just a gantry, yeah. So ours will look something like this, only aluminum. Well, brushed aluminum. Disclaimer, VZBot is an open source passion project. This manual is not definitive. If I run into issues in this manual, I will be calling the manager of VZBot. I want your manager. Print setting. Did I click a button? Oh. The flip was that? Did I click the button? Did I click the button for the? What did I click? I didn't click anything. What was that? Why did Discord pop up? Oh, it brought me to the VZBot Discord. That's why. And then John sent me this. Or John VZBot sent me this. There we go. Ooh, look at this. Yeah, if you ever DM me on Discord during a stream, Discord goes into streamer mode where it suppresses notifications, so I don't see it. And I've already got like enough windows open right now. So basically, if you message me on Discord, you have to @ me in chat and be like, hey, check Discord, because I won't see it. Okay, hey, look, there's an actual documentations here, so prep. Let's go to the prep. Cool. Contents, there we go. There we go. Gantry, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go through all that. Okay, yes, okay, cool. Print plates. To do. Okay, cool. Frame. Time to build the frame. Okay, STLs. Well, those parts are printing. I have these. I have these. I have this. These are on the printer right now. I know that, dude. I know that, dude. Okay, notes. Okay. So it looks like, so what are we using? Okay, so we got that and that. Preparation. Tiny 2020. Okay, so what screws? Okay, step 2. Okay. So box 6 M525. So are these all M525s? M525, M410. Yeah, so M525s. Okay. So box 6. Cool kids skip forums and go to straight VZBots. The cool kids build whatever printer they want, and they build multiple of them so they can form fair and valid opinions about all of them. So M14 nuts. Oh, this is cool. So this bag is all M4s. This bag is all M5s. And this bag is all M3s. Wow, these are actually well organized. My English is... c'est ok, ça. Mon français n'est pas très bien. Je parle juste un petit peu de français. So... like, you could try speaking French. I might be able to understand it. Or typing French, I guess. Okay, so M525s. M520. M535. M525. You want to know what's cringe? People that simp for 3D printers. Like, don't get me wrong, it's okay to support a company or have a preference for a specific company or printer. But if you're like a Facebook attack dog for XYZ company, that's actually probably a printer company. If you're not on their payroll, why? If you're on their payroll, okay, it makes sense, right? Like, I have a vested interest in Voron. I'm on the Voron team. Of course, I'm going to have a bias. I'm on the Voron team. It's a printer I actively help with the development of and the community of. Yes, I have a bias. I would be dumb not to. However, if, you know, little Timmy buys a printer and now, or built a printer, and he's like, this printer rocks, everything else is poo-poo doo-doo head. Well, little Timmy needs to grow up. M4 T-nut. They use, oh, please tell me they use good T-nuts. I'm hoping they use the good T-nuts. And what is it? M410. M48. 410. There we go. Okay. 4 on shill. That's why I was in shock. Y'all know I'm like, as soon as the kit shows up, I'm waiting on the kit. I'm building an Annex K3 at some point. You guys know that, right? You do know, like, a good chunk of the Voron dev team have printers like from other companies like Prusa's and I know one guy on the team has a E3D tool changer. Like, you do know we most of us have multiple brands of printers. Okay, so So 2040 extrusion. So I need the 24 extrusion, quantity 1. 2020 extrusion, 530 with 2 holes. Yeah. Get out of your hole. Yeah. 460 with 2 holes. Ooh. Ooh la la. 460 with 2 holes. Oh, this one. What was my first printer? Monoprice Select Mini. And then my second one was a 300 by 300 by 400 custom built Voron 1.5. Want to transform Vol. Here's the thing, it's not the dev team. The Voron dev team just wants to make cool shit and put it out there. Like, Tank Erden gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers. Like, we don't want to deal with the drama. Just build cool shit, have fun. That's kind of what bit us in the butt, because as the community grew, the moderators of the Discord were just people who wanted to make cool shit. So we're just, you know, designing cool shit, and all of a sudden we turn around, there's 20,000 people yapping in a Discord, and we're like, oh shit, what happened? And now we have a better mod team that actually moderates, because, you know, at first nobody wanted, we just wanted to make cool printers and shit. Okay. And I'm gonna be cool and use my LTT store screwdriver to build this. If I can find the right bit. Yeah. I need the stubby. I so want the stubby. So this is gonna be fun, because I am going to need a bigger bench really quickly. So I might have to go do some adventuring either today or tomorrow. Yep, pre-tapped. How's the tapping? Oh, nice. So they tapped them and then they anodized them, which is good to see. Okay. 1 second, I might have grabbed the wrong one. Yep, I did. Okay. Yep, I did. So you gotta be careful. Some of these just have holes in them, and some have holes and a countersink. You need the countersink for the screws to sit below the surface. So if you look, picked up the metrics headset. I did. Did I say thank you, Tanker, for the 10 gifted community? Thank you again, I guess. So if you look, there's a hole through it, but on this side, it's just a hole. On this side, it's countersunk, so that when you put the screw in, it sits below the surface. The tap changer. So for years, I've been telling people, if you want to build a tool changing Voron, do it on a Trident. Because if you go and do it on a V2, you're gonna have to move the whole gantry all the way up and all the way down every time you do a tool change. And it's gonna be slow and annoying. And then somebody goes and designs a V2 with the tool changer, and it actually works kind of okay, apparently. Although I will say, that is not the first Voron tool changer I've seen. People have tried over the years to do it, and I've yet to see one actually like take roost and actually like become an actual thing. If it does, all the power to it, right? I'm not saying it was a bad idea. I'm just saying over the years I've seen several people try, and a few actually get to like the functional stage, but then nothing's ever happened to them. So if they pull it off, all the power to them. Okay. Easier to square. Yeah, always get it like a quartz. Bruce said tool changer. Oh yeah, I hook me up, Joe. Hook me up, Joe. I really want to build one. It just, you know, holy shit, it's expensive. Okay. So do I build another one of these? Okay, so that's that. So that's the 460. That's that. Okay, and then I do another one. Okay, so you go on the ground. $2040s. Yeah, these are the verticals are 2040s. Okay. I'm hearing the dog go bork. So I'm just putting them in very loose for now. And then tighten them up after. Hi from Mexico. Hello, Victor. A freaking mosquito is still in here. What the heck? How are you still alive? Or at least I think it's a mosquito. So who else here is like completely sucked into playing Baldur's Gate right now? I can't be the only one. Fizek was selling Trident kits on sale for $600. Jeez. A $600 Trident kit is amazing value. Just started Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, it's so good. Okay. So line the extrusion flush with the bottom and the extrusions. Okay. So basically you just put it together using those. Okay, cool. Yeah. You're not Baldur's Gate must resist. Michael, I did until like, was it Sunday? Or Saturday or whatever. And the thing is, I played, I've got like 20 hours in already. But I started one character, I played about 3 hours. And then that was before the stream Saturday. And then after the stream, I'm like, I don't like this character. I'm gonna play a different character. Oh no, I dropped my LTT store screwdriver. So after the stream Saturday, I started another character. And then I played that until like Oh Dark Stupid. And then Sunday I started another character, or Sunday I played it again in the morning. And then after the stream with Grant, I'm like, no, I want to play a different character. So I started a third character. And now that's where I'm at. Okay, so I'm just gonna get these ones like tight but not tight. Get that one in, and then I'll flip it on its side and square it up. Whoop. These ones matter which way? No. Experienced builder, he will go through the build like a piece of cake. So if you've never watched how I do builds, I try to follow the manual as much as possible and provide like critique and like, you know, advice. So basically I'll go through the manual and be like, it's telling me to do this. I don't want to do this, but it's telling me to do this. Let's see what happens. And sometimes it you know, turns out I was wrong and this is a better way of doing it. And then other times, the manual gets an update, which is always good. Follow the electronics manual, please. I will. Like, here's the thing. If there is a manual for a kit, I will follow the manual. Because like, how else am I going to properly critique it if I'm not following, you know, the manufacturer's intent, right? Like if I'm not following the manufacturer's intent of a thing when I'm building it, how am I supposed to properly critique it? Did you argue with SatNav? No? I always trust the computer. Computer knows everything. Stream with Grant was much better than I anticipated. Not much fun. Yeah, that was a fun stream. He's like, yeah, about an hour or so. And I'm like, oh, you sweet summer child. You've never been on a stream with me. So it was like a 3-hour stream. Which, considering like I woke up, I made breakfast, and I went live. That was a long morning. And then I went back to playing Baldur's Gate. You have to trust you. Well, that's why I say I follow the manual unless I see something that's like I really don't agree with. I'll follow the manual and see where it leads, right? And then if it does turn out it's a a bad idea, or I don't like it, I'll make those comments and adjustment. It's like beds, right? Anytime I build a printer kit that has like a metal bed, which is most of them, I put the bed in last. Where it's like some kits are like, oh, put the bed in now. I'm like, no, that bitch heavy. That going in last. I gotta move this thing around a bunch. Okay, so here's the problem. I can't really square this up properly on my granite plate because it's a little big for it. Yeah. We'll figure something out. I might need to get a bigger one of these. All right, so we put that on. Okay. So that's the bottom. Oh, that's the bottom. Ooh. Ooh. So then we take this and we just go, yeah. And it just pulls in. .45 degrees. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we got to loosen and remove some screws. So let's put you over here. Let's put you over here. All right, you come over here. Okay. Flip you over. Okay, so instructions. Remove the red screws. Dang it. The one size I don't have. Oh wait, no, that's on the top. Oh wait, no, oh, this is the bottom, okay. So remove. The red screws. Okay. Now here's the thing, are these, yeah, see, okay. Remove red mark screws, loosen blue screw. Okay, remove that. Problem is they're the sliding T-nuts. I'm not a huge fan of sliding T-nuts. So I'm gonna be chasing T-nuts around for a bit, I got a feeling. And loosen that, okay. Gotta leave, okay. Take care, Simon, see you in a bit. Oh, there goes another screw. What the frick? Where'd you come from? You're in there, you're in there. Okay, cool. Remove this guy. Remove this guy. Okay. And then slide. Oh, gotta loosen these. Because that's okay. So these red printed parts are literally just dummy extrusions to hold the frame together. So slide those so we get access to these so we can bolt it on. Okay. Do that. Okay. Remove that assembly. So basically I need to take what came assembled apart. So there's that. And then, oh, do the same in the back. Okay. So yeah, it comes pre-assembled, but you take it apart because you're gonna have to anyways. Jeez. Get rid of this. Also, negative against the kit, no stickers. Okay. Okay. Remove those. Okay, cool. So remove these. So this will hold this together at least. Oh, it kind of holds it together. It seems like a real VZ build, and that's a pun of easy. Heh, I'll give it to you. What are the highest speeds on a good quality stock Trident? There is no such thing as a stock Trident. Every kit is slightly different. Okay, so that's out. Okay, so then we put this onto the frame. Okay. There is no such thing as a spec. Okay, there is a spec Voron, technically, okay? But everyone builds their printer slightly different, and there is really no way for me to be able to go, these are the exact numbers that you should be getting out of a Voron Trident, because everyone builds theirs differently. There's different sizes, different part selection, different driver selection, different motor selection, different belt selection. There is really no way to go, this is an ISO standard Voron. Remember, you're not building a Voron, or you're not building a Voron, you're building your Voron. So when people try to like critique speeds and feeds, there's really no one-to-one comparison. And that's pretty much true of all DIY printer kits, right? Everything's gonna have variance to it. Everything's gonna have little minutia differences between everything. Like, there we go. Goodness, need step. I got a step ladder. My Cruise is making the hot end rubbing on something noise. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, if you're getting video issues, it's not on my end. I've got, you know, everything's green on my end. So if you're getting hiccups on the video, it's either your internet or YouTube. Engage Yuri mode. I'm 5'9". I'm average height, so. I'm screwing everything in all the way down, and then I'm backing off like just a little bit, because I'm gonna flip it on its side and then square everything up to the plate again. Stream it on your cell phone now. Naughty, naughty. We go there. We go there. Okay. Where are those little guys at? Uh-oh, where'd you go? There we go. Okay. I'm probably scratching the heck out of the frame doing this, but whatever. Whatever. I do what I want. The magnet in these LTT screwdrivers is no joke. This isn't even the magnet. This is just the normal bit. What you got there, buddy? You got garbage?
Yeah, I bring it in the water.
You bring it in the garage? Okay, Dad, I'll put it in the garbage in later. Thank you. Oh, I gotta move these. Yeah. Oh look, there's a screw under here. There we go. Go. Yeah, this is a stout little printer. I want to convert my Ender 5 to Core XY. Better go VZBot or try it. Isn't that the Mercury 0G? Isn't the Mercury 0G the one that is a converted Ender 5? If it is, I'd say actually go that route. Yep, okay, yeah, go Mercury 0G then. Because that is basically like a design to, you know, an Ender 3 or an Ender 5 conversion. Like designed from the ground up. Go. Oh, I'm gonna have to play with that. Oh, 1 second. This one looks good though. Okay, which side is out? You're good. You're the one that's out. You're out of order. There we go. When you buy an Ender 5, does it come with a frame? I have no idea. I'm assuming no. I'm assuming it's like most Enders where you gotta do it yourself. But I could be completely wrong because I've only ever played with one Ender. It was an Ender 3 V2 and it's currently in parts. Okay, so that should be that. I'm missing a screw here. Are you in there? No, I gotta take this screw out so I can put a T-nut in there. Can I fit a T-nut in there? Where are my T-nuts? What are these, M3? M3 T-nuts. Where is the shitty T-nut? Can I put a shitty T-nut in there? Or do I gotta take this whole thing apart? Oh no, I can fit a T-nut in there. Are these M4 or M3? Oh, those are M4 T-nuts. Oh, those are M4 T-nuts. Shoot. Okay, so then that ain't good. I need to find M4 T-nuts. Because those are... Okay, you get out of here so I don't mix you up. I'm missing an M4 T-nut here. Slide in one. There we go. Hopefully there's extras. I'm hoping there's extras. Because the thing is, this uses M4 hardware. I don't have M4 hardware because Vorons don't use M4s except for like 2 screws for the power supply mounting. Vorons just don't use M4s. So I'm really hoping I could just, you know, 1, I have extras so I could pilfer them. And 2, if I don't have extras, I'm kind of screwed because again, Vorons don't use M4s, so I don't have any in stock. So now I got to put in all those ones that I'm missing. Okay, so you're there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. What are we at right now? 12:35. Okay. Oh yeah, and don't forget, I know I completely forgot to mention it at the start of stream, but every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. And hey, this is a stream, so enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Do this now. Okay, so put in all those, and then those. Okay. Now I gotta put in all these nuts. That is a lot of nuts. Hopefully. You will definitely need to get some additional, like they don't have enough in the kit. That sucks. I mean, I could just buy that, usually what I end up doing, I just buy the, oh, that's too long. These are too long. Okay, M410s are too long here. What are these? Okay, so M410 goes here. But the ones that I'm missing out of the build are shorter, so I'm gonna have to look. Just putting them in for now. I know I'm probably gonna have to move them and loosen them and all that later. Just for now, we'll do this. For 12s and for 10s. Okay, I'm missing. Okay, here we go. And for 8s, that's what I need. Ton of extra. Is this a retail kit? This is a retail kit. If you want to buy this kit, link in the video description to Print 3D Shop. They have the kit. It's a mellow kit, essentially. Print 3D Shop is the reseller for them, or one of the resellers for them, and they are the ones who sent me this kit. So check them out. And also, while you're in the description, hey, if you haven't liked the smash button, go ahead and do that. And then if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, or the things I do, there's links in the description, affiliate links like LDO Motors, which, hey, we give away, or not LDO, Polymaker, because, hey, every stream we give away spool Polymaker filament. But if you need more than a single spool and you have no luck, like me, just enter to win. You may just win that spool of filament that you want. Just realized we're gonna be eating good for video games for the next little while. I gotta beat Baldur's Gate before Armored Core 6 comes out. That comes out end of this month, and totally getting that because it's from Soft, and I love Armored Core. There. Oh. Can't wait for Starfield. Honestly, I have like no hype for Starfield at all, which is kind of, you know, surprising. I've got like no hype for Starfield at all. I don't know why. Okay, what the heck? Are you not the right screw? The other one went in. Oh, M410 on this side. Okay. Okay, Starfield. Like, I don't know what it is with Starfield. I have zero hype for it at all. And I played the shit out of Skyrim when it first came out. And I played Fallout 4 a bit too. But Starfield, I don't know. After Fallout 76. Well, here's the thing, Fallout 76 wasn't even Bethesda. They like bought a new studio just to make that game. So like, they had nothing to do with it, really. Like, they just kind of slapped their label on it. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now I gotta put these in with M410s and M4T nuts. Okay, 410s, M4T nuts, and these guys. Where do these go? So the front and the back. Okay. Skyrim was bound. Okay. Did you play on console or computer? Because I played on computer, and I don't remember Skyrim. It's like people who are saying like the Cyberpunk launch was a buggy mess. Well, yes, it was, but if you played on computer, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as, you know. Okay, which one's the front? I'm assuming this is the back, so these are the front. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming this right here is the back. Like these are the drive motors, so those are at the back, I'm assuming. No? Back is facing me. Nope, that's the front. Okay, so so these are the front ones. Okay, okay. Here's a tidbit. Do I see it anywhere? Do I have these called out as front and back somewhere? Because you have this image right here. Okay, like so this is the back, I guess now. So this is the back. Okay. So like you have this image here that says front and back, but I have no reference to what is front or back. See what I mean? There's nothing here that tells me what, like so far in this manual, for me to know what's front and back, I'd have to pull up an actual picture of the printer and do a little researching. Like there's no, nothing here that actually has a call out for front or back. So this is the front of the printer. I'm assuming, you know, based off the logo looking, you know, if you're looking at the printer, you want the logo looking right. But you know what I mean? You know, there's always room for improvement. And that's something I'm noticing right now. It's just call out for orientation. The motors tell you. Where do they tell me though? Where do they tell me? Like now that I'm looking at it, like, okay, the logo makes sense, but still. Okay, so we've got these guys. What are we at right now? Oh, we got 15 minutes. So we'll get this on and then that'll pretty much be it for the build. Because so we got nut, that. Okay, cool. So these get 2 on the back and then these get 4. Okay, cool. These barely fit in here. Ugh. Yeah, these barely fit in here. It feels like there should be a washer on these. Oh, yeah. Okay, are there different types of these? Because my M4 nuts go right through these. Our screws go right through these. Is there a different style of those brackets? Am I missing something? It's calling for M4s. It's calling for M4s. Use washers. Okay. Yeah, I'll just put washers on them. Like, it's not a huge deal. It's just... if somebody wants to timestamp this for whoever does the manuals, this is a little bit of a oopsies. So either these should be 10s, M5 10s, or these should be whatchamacallits. There should be washers included. Again, if you have stuff on hand like I do, this isn't a game stopper, but for little Timmy who bought this kit and he's never built a printer before and all he has is the leftover parts from his Ender 3 and now he's building a printer, this could be a showstopper for little Timmy. And we don't want showstoppers for little Timmy. We want little Timmy to have the best printer building experience he's ever had. Why am I so mean to the Ender? Because it's the generic printer, that's why. It's the generic cheap budget printer. It's like when I'm calling out anything about like the new high-speed and closed Core XYs that all have the same issues, I always default to Bamboo. It's because that's the one, right? It's just the one that stands out. It's the easy pickings. Hopefully I got the newer kit. Well, it just showed up. So I'm assuming it, well, it showed up a couple weeks ago. So I'm assuming it's the newer kit. I really don't know what the difference is or anything like that, so. I'm assuming it's square. Like when I'm sliding this around, I don't feel it like catching on anything. So I'm assuming it's pretty square because, you know, it is hip to be square. So. Do you need to print? There are some parts you need to print for this build. Yes, not a lot. But you do need to print some parts for this build. It's mostly like just cosmetic stuff, or not. Some of it is needed, like some tool head stuff. Some of it's like enclosure stuff. But yeah, the silver frame is back. I thought it was okay. So I was mistaken. I thought the frame would be silver along with the parts. It turns out all the frames are black. It's the anodized aluminum parts aren't anodized. They're just silver. So that's where I kind of went, wait a minute. So I thought the frame would be silver. I was kind of hoping for a silver frame because all my printers are like black frames or colored. It's been a while since I've done a raw silver frame printer. But c'est la vie. Get in your hole. Why don't you get in your hole? Uh-oh. Yeah, come on. There we go. Was that in the news? What's in the news? What? You have a silver one, but DIY. Well, yeah, if you source your own, you can do whatever you want. Harbor Freight 40 drawer organizer. Yeah, I've got like an Acrobin storage container right here that I use for everything. Oh, shoot. I hate when it defaults to top chat. Go to live chat so I can see everyone. Okay, so you got less than 10 minutes too, because pretty much gonna be ending the stream around 1. This got to go. I've got a whole crush of Gith Yankee I gotta take care of. Why don't you use hex screwdriver? It makes, because I like Allen keys. Because I could do the little twirly thing. I got my LTT store screwdriver, but it's kind of annoying in these tight little spots. Ball end, you can go in on an angle. What you do is you put it between your fingers and you just spin the head like that. And so that way you can go in on an angle and you just go woo doo 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 doo. Class race did you choose? I am a half drow sorcerer. And my party right now is pretty much running around with, what is it, Lizelle, what's her, Karlak, the tiefling chick, and the I can never pronounce it, Astarian, vampire guy. Because I sit in the back and throw magic missiles at shit. Astarian does roguey shit and pretty much unlocks all the chests. And barbarians are great because if you give them, what is it, aspect of the elk or whatever, or elk when they have rage, right? So you give them different abilities. So you go with elk. So that way, all she does is just run around the entire map full tilt, just bashing shit with a great axe. It's great. I love it. And I just sit back and throw magic missiles. Okay. There we go. So there's the front. So we have ourselves a frame. Now, is it square? That is the question. So let me find my measuring tape. And see. That's the back. This is the front. Because the logos are up there and they face towards the front. So here's the thing. We got to hope it's square now, because otherwise I'm going to be fiddling with it. So it's kind of hard to do it right now because I've got motor mounts on it and whatnot. But we are sitting at, this is an inch, so it's like 28 and a half. And a half. Yeah, it's square. Square enough. And actually what I'll do, I'll cut these zip ties and see if the motors move around fine, or the thingamabobber moves. Because if the thingamabobber moves, then the whatchamacallit's got to be lined up, right? I just took a chunk out of my idler with these. Are you serious? Did I just take a chunk out of my idler with these snips? I did. I did. I just took a chunk out of my idler. Shit. I just bit into the flange with this when I cut it with cut the zip tie. I'm an idiot. Okay. It's only cosmetic. Oh yeah. We're good. We're good. Unless these aren't tight. Which, oh yeah, these aren't tight at all. Still. We're good. Hope you have spares. Oh no, it's on the flange. It's not, I just nipped it, right? I can probably just flattened it back. There we go. Yeah, fixed. I just nipped it. I mean, if I need to fix it, I've got my, $500 NSK pencil grinder. Okay. Step 8. So these are printing. So unfortunately, I don't have these yet. They're in the printer printing. And then the handle. So we can skip that. I'm not going to put that on. Okay, this is asking to get broke. If you put this on here, and you start flipping your printer around during a build, that is asking to get broke. I'm sorry. That is asking to get broke. But I do have these. So I can put these little caps on. Oh no, they don't fit. The tolerance of the Prusas are too tight. That's okay. We have ways of making it work. No grinding near the bearing. That's okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. We have ways. We have ways. Hammer fixes everything. Exactly. When in doubt, Ugga Dugga. Did I put that one in the right way? Yeah. There we go. Look, we got purple corners now. Okay, so that's pretty much where we're gonna have to leave it off, because the rest of the parts that I need for this step are on the printer, and they're just reinforcement parts. And the end parts, yeah. So we're gonna call it there. So I think that was a pretty good first part for this build series. It's coming together. We've already got a frame, we already got the XY in. We're already like pretty dang, we're chooching. We are chooching on this build. Okay, let's do a giveaway. So let me bookmark this page so I don't lose it. There we go. So next is Z assembly and bed. See, bed is heavy. Why bed go in now? Bed go in down here before electronics. Bed is heavy. And it is square according to my eyeball of measuring. We'll see. Hopefully it's all good. Okay, so for next week, I'll have the parts printed. I'll have the replacement for these red parts here that are just PLA, and replace them in abs. And it'll be purple, so it all matches. And yeah, we'll carry on next week. So let's do this giveaway. Okay, so if you didn't enter, you'll have another chance on Friday. And Friday's gonna be a print and chill Friday. Unless there is potential for a printer that might show up. There's like 2 or 3 companies that said they're sending me printers, and we're waiting on them. So if one of those shows up, we'll do that Friday. We'll do an unboxing. But otherwise, it'll be a print and chill Friday. Actually, what we'll probably end up doing is the Prusa Mark IV, we'll put the alpha firmware on it for input shaper, and we'll play around with that. That's probably what we'll do Friday. Okay, so I'm gonna need a number. How many episodes do you think this series is gonna take? So let me know how many episodes this series is gonna take to build this before we get a print. 55, no, be realistic. 4, no. 6? Yeah, we'll go with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're aiming for 6. 6 to have it built, which that shouldn't be too bad. It's the electronics I'm worried about. I've never wired one of these up before. Lord Gitface. Congratulations, Lord Gitface. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So, golf claps in chat. Okay, so yeah, good first stream, I think. I think this is the most we've ever gotten done on a first part of a Core XY build live stream. I think this is the most we've ever got done on a first part because we actually have the frame and the XY in because it's literally drop in. I'm actually liking this carbon fiber rod. It is actually kind of nice. This feels so light. And that's metal on metal, so that's good. That'll make indicating it really easy. Nice, very nice. Is it belted already? No, it's not. No, we ain't got no belts in it. It's so weird to me that the drive motors are on the front. Although technically there's drive motors everywhere. It's just, I find it kind of weird that the A-B motors, if these are A2 and B2, are like in the front, but it is what it is. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna call it there. Again, shout out to Print 3D Shop. Link for them in the video description for sending me this kit that we're using to build this printer. Again, this kit comes with all the aluminum parts, comes with the semi pre-assembled gantry, LDO motors, LDO rails, the whole kit and caboodle that you need to build this printer, except for a few printed parts, which you can print yourself. So link in the video description for that kit if you are interested in building one of these yourself. Also, shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the description. Some are affiliate links, go a long way in supporting the channel. And for those that the back steppers are for tension adjustment. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I see, because I got the little things here. That makes sense. That makes sense. And for those that donate to the channel, became members of the channel yourself, or gifted memberships to others, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. So let's first off, yeah, I got a feeling this is going to take the place of Trident, because that VZBot kit, I'm having issues with it. It's the extruder doesn't work anymore. I think the little scrub screw on the drive gear and the extruder stripped. So I'm gonna have to take like that printer apart and fiddle with it. So this might be taking the spot of the Trident. I'll lose 20 mil of XY. I'll live with it, but I'll gain more Z. So this is gonna take the spot of the Trident, actually, probably. Time to build a new Trident. I know, if only there was like somebody doing a machine part upgrade kits for them. Anyways, so yeah, so we're gonna call it there. I will see you on Friday, Print to Chill Friday, and then back on Saturday with the Ultimaker build, which is super fun. I love it. So I will see you Friday. It's Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in a couple days. Bye. I'm gonna go play Baldur's Gate and go live like a hermit in my room until then. Bye.